Hey, what's up, folks? Sorry for the delay in starting. All right, we've got a couple of guests today. Welcome to the Rancher and Sirroco Sales from Australia as well. How are you guys today?
Good. What's up with the Unabomber look?
Oh man, I'm in my office garage and it's cold. I got a floor heater going on, but this is what I'm not going to say. Man, how are you doing, man? I haven't talked to you since you got back from the hospital. Are you okay, Rancher?
Yeah, feeling better. Hey, Sirroco, how are you doing?
Hi, Sirroco.
No sound.
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Oh, he
Yeah.
can hear us. He said no sound.
Oh,
let's try again. Try again, Sirroco. We're here. Man, what's going down? You alive? Thank God you're alive, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. But
barely, huh?
Oh, how much? They gave me stool softener without telling me, and by God, I showed them.
We're going to start getting all these ads for X-Lax now.
Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. I was like, it's like, and I was furious. I'm like, I was so embarrassed. I was so guilty. And then this is on you.
Hey, Sirroco, how are you?
G'day, Rich. How's it going?
Hey, good day to you.
And we have the Rancher. How's it going, Rancher?
We got the Rancher.
Oh, good, Sirroco. Good.
What's happening in... Carry on. Sorry, Clive.
No, after you, please.
I was just going to say, I'm in your hemisphere at the moment.
Nice. Northern hemisphere?
I'm currently in the northern hemisphere, a little bit south of Rich.
Oh, wow. Really?
I'm in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Finally escaped.
Oh, are you with your lady friend from the United States down there?
I am. I'm in where am I? Playa del Carmen.
Oh wow, nice. Oh, so you're on the west coast of Mexico.
East Coast.
Oh, on the East Coast. Okay.
Yeah, East Coast on the Yucatan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you were on cam just now, and when I first came in, I had no sound. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. You're good now.
And you look like you were wrapped up like a freaking snowman.
Yeah, it's like 50 some degrees here, and
okay,
not 80 degrees like where you're at right now.
My experience of LA lasted about 30 minutes.
30 minutes only? Why?
Well, I flew from Australia. I flew into San Francisco, and then from San Francisco down to LA.
Oh, okay.
And my flight was delayed from San Francisco, and I literally, when the plane landed, had 5 minutes before my next flight took off.
Okay.
Yeah. So they actually held the plane for me, which I found totally bizarre. Yeah.
That's happened to me once too, and I don't even fly much, so.
Yeah, it was certainly different. San Francisco was just pissing down with rain. I can't remember what LA was doing. This was on the 23rd.
Well, the only place you have time to go to if you have a layover in LA for a quick hour or two is all the strip clubs that are right around the airport.
Is that right?
That's all there is. There's a few strip clubs right around the airport, and that's about it.
Au contraire. Buffalo Wild Wings, Robert Padilla, great guy, fan of our channels.
Oh, by the airport?
Yes.
Righto.
Hell of a nice
Yeah,
guy.
so I just checked my Yahoo mail account, and because I'd forgotten the password to get in, and I'm using my iPad at the moment, and I saw your invite to join the stream, and I thought, well, okay, well, I'll hop on really just to say good day and happy Christmas to everyone.
Nice,
If
nice.
there's anyone.
Hey, how long have you been in Mexico?
I got here on the night of the 23rd. So what?
Night of the
4 nights
23rd.
ago? 4 nights ago.
How is it? There's a busy or pretty slow?
Oh my God! We went down Fifth Avenue. Well, we've been down a couple of times, and it's pretty busy. And then last night we went out for dinner, and coming back was just absolute madness. Christmas Day night. All we could hear was music from 3 different nightclubs, or rooftop parties or whatever, right. And they were just pumping. It was jam packed.
Yeah, you'll be fine over there, but you know it's pretty wild over there with all the cartels, right?
Oh yeah. Look,
there was just a week ago there was a shooting on the beach. They rode up in jet skis on the beach and just started shooting on the shore like a week ago.
Yeah, we're actually heading out to Cozumel in about an hour and a half. Which is, and it's a little bit more sedate over there, I believe. But yeah, I saw we saw this. There's a lot of police presence here. There's
you have a rental car?
No, I'm not interested in driving at all.
Oh, how do you get around?
We've just been walking around Playa. It's really the Playa del Carmen was just a stop for me landing after 36 hours travel, and stay here over Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then head over to Cozumel.
Okay.
And we're booked in there for a couple of months.
You're gonna take one of the buses to Cozumel?
We'll get the ferry across.
Okay.
And yeah, I've got the ticket here actually. I must see if I've still got it. And
have you been
yet? No, we walked down the beach the other day, and all I saw was, I didn't see any sand. I saw just millions of people, and went, I don't really need this shit.
It's hot there though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's very similar to where I live in Queensland.
Okay.
Maybe slightly cooler, but a little bit more bearable, to be honest, because where I live is height of summer. And it's bloody cyclone season, so it gets pretty hot. It was like 31 degrees when I left, and I think here's about 27, so it's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the water temperature is like there right now, but I remember the last time I went years ago, the water was warmer than what you would put in a bathtub. Man, it was warm. It was like 80 degrees.
Yeah, that sounds like summer temperature. Bundaberg's the same. I mean, it's cyclone season over there now, and the water temperature I looked the other day was like 26 degrees. And when you got air temperature, well, shade air temperature of 31, you don't cool off too much. You cool off a little.
Hey, what did you take a watch with you?
I left all my Rolex behind.
Yeah, I figured you might going there. I probably would too. What did you take? Anything?
Aquaterra.
Nice.
Yeah.
Modest.
Yeah, that's it. I figured,
happy with it.
Yeah, I love the watch. I'm away. I'm not going to be home till July at this stage. So I'm going to miss wearing a subby or something. So, I actually bought a G-Shock for travel. And then when push came to shove, I decided, you know what? I don't want to wear this fucking thing. It's horrible. So I had the sub on, and I was like an hour before I had to leave. And I was looking at it going, shall I wear that? Shall I wear that? No, look, I'll just take the Aquaterra. And if I get mugged, it's a $6,000 watch as opposed to a $20,000 watch.
Yeah, I think you're fine with the Omega, but I'd be, yeah, the Rolex. I would definitely, unless you're like a local in Mexico,
Yep.
you can't be wearing a Rolex there.
Yeah, we met a guy. I met a guy on the plane actually. He's from LA, and we went for dinner with him last night. And the first thing I was chatting to him on the plane, and he's wearing his Submariner. And I said, "Oh, that's a nice Submariner." And he went, "Oh, how do you know?" I said, "Well, I've got one, and blah blah blah." And
oh God,
said,
how do you know? Jesus.
Yeah, well, I don't. It was just a funny thing, and I said, "So you're happy to wear that around the streets and whatever?" And he said, "I'm not really sure." And then last night when we met him at the restaurant, he'd taken it off and left it somewhere, which I don't blame him. He left his watch back in his hotel room. He said, "No, yeah." I'm not going to. Maybe I shouldn't. Actually, went into the Rolex AD. We walked past the Rolex AD yesterday, and I walked in. They had. It wasn't just it was like Rolex. There was IWC. There's Panerai. There was Cartier. There was all sorts, and just in this one sort of little showroom area. And I felt so sorry for the girl behind the Rolex counter because we walked in, and I'm looking at the counter, and there was absolutely nothing, not one watch. So all the people that had gone in, they're all looking at all these others, and most of them were looking. I stopped at the Omega and tried on a couple of Omegas, and people were just looking at. I think there was people at the Tag Heuer, there was myself at Omega, and people looking at Cartier, and I just thinking, this poor girl behind the counter at Rolex, she's got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when we left, I looked at suddenly this watch had appeared in the counter. It was one solitary little Cellini. There you go.
Which one was it? Was it the?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Okay.
Wouldn't have a clue. I just looked at it and went, "Yeah, okay." It was on the way out.
Well, the Rolex girl could get a lot of exercise in. I mean, after all, running all those watches to the back door.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what's happening.
So even over there, they didn't have anything on the shelf, huh?
They had absolutely. It was just I thought maybe they'd have something, and I thought if they did, by any chance, have a sports, I'd probably buy it, and then when I get to the States, flip it, see if I can pay for something.
Why would a Rolex AD in Mexico have any watches, especially over there? It's all cash over there. I mean, why would there be any watches over there on the table now that you think of it, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the area you're in. That's the cartel land right there. Like, those are all going to be swooped up.
Yeah, you'd imagine that. I tried on a couple of Omegas, 300 meter, whatever the hell they're called. Kind of like one of them. I even tried on a No Time to Die.
Yeah. I like that
but
one.
I looked that was on a NATO. They didn't have a bracelet, one in stock with a bracelet, and I tried it on. I went, you know what? How much is this? It worked out, I think, about $14,500 US. And I think,
yeah,
that premium on top of an 8,000 something for the 300 meter, or whatever the hell it was I tried on before. No, I don't think I want to pay that sort of premium on a. And on a watch that's only on a friggin' piece of fabric. Essentially, that's what a NATO is, isn't it? Where's the value in that? Right.
Though, at least the Omega prices at an AD are reachable. They're pretty fair compared to other marquee brands,
Yeah. Oh, look, she was pretty good. She said, if you want to buy one, I said, one of the first things I said was, I know there's going to be some discount on this.
Right.
And
What'd
she
she say?
kind of looked at me. Well, she looked at me and she sort of saw the Aquaterra on my wrist. I think that's why she actually started talking in the first place. And she said, "Oh, of course, if you choose one that you like and decide you like it, well, I'll go and talk to my manager."
Yeah, sure.
And
I think they'd work with you probably.
Yeah, I
You
was
know, if it
looking
was
at
a Ed White or a Snoopy, they, of course not. But if it's something they have there, they're probably willing to work with you a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, Rich, I've got to shoot off. I've got to pack a bag, and I thought I'd drop in and say good day and Merry Christmas to everyone. And
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah, and talk again in the new year at some stage.
Okay.
Okay, buddy.
Be well. Rancher, you're alive.
Yeah.
So you just got really sick, feverish, and trouble breathing, the whole 9 yards.
Well, yeah, not to mention
the
whole what the hospital gave me. So that was just a chase.
Did they like inject you with antibiotics? They did that for my mom.
Oh yeah, just bags. Yeah,
that helped probably a lot, right?
Yeah, it did. It did. So got out 2:00 on Christmas Day.
Oh, good. So it's well, what can we talk about here?
Well, it's just like it's right now just the unavailability of everything. I think anything that has caught the imagination or the consciousness of of the collector community or watch buyers as a whole has either disappeared or skyrocketed in price.
Okay.
Stuff that used to be cheap as chips, you are almost going into, well, not quite Rolex territory, but close to it.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
So that's what's going on, huh? Just the same old,
except worse. It's like 2021, like 2020, except worse.
About a month back, but things changed quite a bit in a month. When we were talking the last time, when we had, I think you were on here and Bud was on here. You might have been with us, I'm not sure, but we were pointing out sweet spot watches at the time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure if it still is a sweet spot watch, but the Sea Dweller was one, and the Deep Sea. We talked about how people really aren't chasing these right now, so I'm not sure what the prices are on these.
Well, but the trouble is the rising tide lifts all boats. By the time we're discussing those, and now they've probably all been snatched up as well.
Yeah. I like this James Cameron.
Yeah.
It's one of the more unique dials, and you don't have the Cyclops on the date, which I really like that too, because that's a super unusual characteristic on a Rolex now to not have the Cyclops magnifier.
Well, you see, I had a Sea Dweller pre-Cyclops, and what I liked about it pre-Cyclops, and what I liked about it is that the date wheel is the date window is matches up fairly well to the indice at 9 o'clock. So in a lot of ways, it was the cleanest date I think they've ever made, and as a consequence, one of the cleanest dials.
So,
or date.
This one doesn't necessarily line up like you're saying, but this is the Deep Sea, so this one's a little different.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, the original Sea Dweller, but that one's gone up quite a bit, as opposed to the.
It's all gone up. It's all gone up because that's all everyone looks at. That's all everyone talks about. Everyone.
The only thing you can do, to justify these watch purchases is to have kept your money increasing in value as much, or if not more, than how much these watches are increasing in value. That's really kind of the only way to justify it. If you're buying these with hard-earned money, labor per hour, labor money, and it's not really a good thing,
No, and especially, my God, those Tiffany blue OPs. Jesus Christ, on a cracker.
Tiffany blue OPs.
Yeah, they're nuts. You've heard about those, right?
Oh, yeah. You know what, man? My day. I was supposed to get the yellow,
Yeah.
the yellow, right?
Right.
The yellow 41. And he calls me up and he's like, "Didn't you want the Tiffany blue?" And I said, "You know what? Yeah, but I changed it to the yellow because my wife doesn't want it." Okay. And he says, "Well," I said, "Why? You got a Tiffany blue?" He says, "Yeah, but it's a 39." And I said, "I don't want it, man. I don't want it."
You mean a 36?
A 36. Yeah, I know I could have flipped that for whatever.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, But I didn't want it. I mean, I didn't want the Tiffany blue. So,
Underachieving watch collector. I'm buying 10 gallons of turquoise blue paint. I'm going to be rich.
look, I was hoping that by refusing that watch, that he was going to indulge me with a yellow OP41 in the next few months, which I've been wrong about that. So,
Yeah.
But look, I wanted to save my spot, man. I didn't want to use my spot for a freaking 36 Tiffany blue OP, right, Rancher? Because now if I bug him, he's going to be like, "Well,
Hey,
we just got this guy a watch," and I don't want to be in that position where the watch that I was just gotten was that watch. I want a Daytona. I want something else. So,
well,
at least now if they look on record, they can say, well, the last watch we got him was a Daytona, and that was in April of 2019. So this guy's due for one,
right. You
I'm
don't want
holding
to
out.
take, if you have a genie, you don't want to use one of your wishes for a ham sandwich.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not like I haven't been offered watches. So they've offered me the 36 Tiffany, and they also offered me a solid white gold Pepsi, and I didn't take it. I didn't take the solid white gold Pepsi because remember, I was looking for that 1-year model blue dial solid gold Pepsi. And he's like, well, I've got the new blue dial solid gold Pepsi. Those are going for a premium too. And I said, yeah, but man, I don't want to spend $30-some thousand on a watch that I don't really want.
I applaud you, sir. I applaud you.
Now I said, get me a $35,000-$40,000 Daytona, and I don't care what dial it is, what bezel, what color, I'll take it for the most part.
Now, Bluetooth is saying he's 10460M, so that's the original pre-ceramic no date. Lots of decent deals, especially private sale. You see, and what I like about that, that watch is referred to as the last of the best, classic Submariner. Fries of Mayo, the magic of Christmas, not being on the hunt for a piece. Are you talking about a watch? Ho ho ho!
It'd be fun to be on the hunt for a Rolex right now. I'm not gonna lie, and to bug my AD for one. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to be bugging them now at this point for a while because I've got too much on the table. So I'm going to leave them. I'm going to leave them alone, and I'm going to let them know too. As a matter of fact, I'll let them know next time I stop by and see them. Hey, I'm going to be leaving you alone, but when my turn's going to be due, it's going to be like 5 years since I got the Daytona by the time I want one of these things that you got here. So just remember, I'm going to be coming in 2 or 3 years from now.
Gotcha. Yes. Now, Loose Tooth is clarifying that he's saying a 4-liner. Okay, Loose Tooth, I have to take of the two. You know, I'm sick to death of Rolex, but I do have a soft spot for that reference. Admittedly, I kind of like the classic. I think the two liner is more of a classic, but if a good deal on a four liner came my way, I don't think I'd really turn my nose up at it. And I guess Fries with Mayo is confirming that he is, in fact, talking about not being on the hunt for a piece during Christmas. He meant a watch. But yeah, I mean,
I spent a lot on my wife this Christmas and the kids, and virtually nothing for myself, so that's good. But you know what? I buy a lot of crap for myself anyway, but I consider that investing, but it's still crap, you know? So.
Listu, thanks for your approval, everybody. I feel better about myself. Well, actually, yeah. There's Neo. Hello, humanity. Now, better, but yeah, you can't go. Yeah, pre-ceramic sub no date. Of course, I know the purists will say, technically the Submariner it's the Submariner date, not the Submariner no date.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Nice picture. Kind of nice. I was able to go out yesterday, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. I've heard that term so much, and I was thinking, yeah, well, our families fight a lot after Christmas too. But I realized, oh, okay. Then I found out what it really meant. But we went out public pavilion outside because met all the nephews and all the great nephews. A lot of them haven't been vaccinated, and da. Outside is the safest place for us all to get together, and all the kids got bikes, and a lot of them were riding their bikes for the first time.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, it was a blast.
Great time.
Yeah, it was like almost 80 degrees for Oklahoma, but just windy as hell. They're talking about, well, it's not really good bike weather. It's like, well, it's Oklahoma. What the hell do you expect to ride a bike? How many days of the wind not blowing here?
Yeah. That sounds fun, man. I wish my family did that. Like made sure everybody got together. There's always a bunch of people missing. Just didn't used to be like that, but it'd be nice if everybody got together.
Well, yeah. Now
I wish I was Daddy Warbucks and I could just send everybody tickets and say, here's a ticket, here's tickets.
Well, let's
fly here in this and that, certain people or whatever, just to make it happen. No excuses,
Well, that's Big Sister's side of the family, so those are the natives. On the other hand, the white side, it's just like, no, we don't get together unless there's a funeral.
Yeah, you know what? That's kind of sad to say, but that's when you see most of the people is something like that. That's true.
What you drinking?
Agua.
Nice.
Water.
I'm kind of also trying to soften my water here in the flyover station. My God, that makes a difference. Said, I used to think family reunions were strange until I moved far away from my family. Well, you see, Mom's family, we used to do like Memorial Day, but somehow everyone fell out of habit. I don't know why. I don't know when that started. I don't know how that started.
They're forcing us out of tradition with these COVID and stuff. You know what's funny is my 10-year-old. This is you're a veteran, right?
Just a reservist. I wouldn't call myself a veteran.
Okay, but well, you've done more than I've done. But my son, 10-year-old, and how would he even know about this? But he came home on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, and he said, today was the first day that we didn't honor Pearl Harbor Day at school. And I'm like, what? I kind of wasn't sure if they honored it or not. I kind of remembered they did, but I guess they gave that one the boot.
Yeah. Well, on the other hand, this generation, 9/11 is what they're December 7th.
You know what? It's so crazy because now that we're at our age, I mean, I just turned 50. I literally just turned 50.
Happy birthday.
And thank you. And it's so crazy because when you hark back and you think about like when Ronald Reagan got shot.
Yep.
And that was how long ago was that? That was
1981, 1982.
42 years ago, something like that, 41 years ago.
Yeah.
And what amazes me now is that when I look back and I go, okay, Ronald Reagan getting shot when I was a kid was 40 years ago. Now I look back and I say to myself, well, when I was a kid, when that happened in 1980, 40 years ago from then was 1940. That was World War II. That wasn't that long ago to people back then.
Well, you see, I'm 4 years older than you, but I growing up, there were still plenty of World War II veterans up and walking around. Just they're basically not even they were younger. I remember them being maybe about our age, maybe even a little bit younger.
Yeah,
but you'd see something, they'd wear a hat or something to commemorate or something, and you try to ask them, and they wouldn't talk.
I had a really old guy as a financial client from the senior center in Whittier, California, and he was a bomber pilot, and he said that he was a bomber pilot. Man, in the very first planes, very first bombers. I mean, this guy was like, in his late 90s, 20 years ago. But I heard some interesting stories from these guys. Yeah, you'll never see them again.
Oh, okay.
My latest military client who actually just passed away, he was a German guy, but he was on the United States side, but a full-on German guy that flipped. And he helped design the panel on the Apollo. What's that called? Apollo rocket, or is it? Yeah. So he would tell me about those stories. He worked at Rockwell or wherever and designed that. But the last few years that I was helping this guy out, he had a guardian, and she was telling me that he was just grab-assing all the nurses. This dude's like 98 years old, and he's grab-assing all the young nurses. And he was at the point where they're going to press charges on the guy. And so, we were talking about, what do we do with this? What do we do with this dude? Can't put a 98-year-old. We were just begging the nurses to just like, come on, man, just give the dude a break. He's going to be dying anytime. Just keep your distance.
Money Ross says the Saturn rocket. Well, the thing is, when I was a kid, though, God, brother, I had older sisters. God, I had 3 sisters. God help me. But brother-in-law was taking me up to, he said, this guy up in Lindsay, ancient. God, he was ancient. And his house was just filled with B-29 stuff. You know what the B-29 is in World War II, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff. And big old picture of Paul Tibbets and the flight crew of the Enola Day, and signed by all of them.
Yeah.
And I basically asked, I said, wow, you know Colonel Paul Tibbets? He said, knew him. Hell, he was my commanding officer.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And I looked around the planes. I thought about it for a second. I kind of looked over at him and then he leaned down and said, I was going to be number 4.
Yeah, those are wars that saved the world.
Yep. But what a lot of people don't realize is when we all know it's the atomic bomb, it's the atomic bomb, it's the atomic bomb. But actually, the Russians basically put the squeeze.
Wait. You said he was going to be number 4, meaning he was going to be the next bomber set to go over, but he got turned back?
No, they surrendered before they used
Because, yeah, that's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Because the same guy I'm talking about, same thing in World War II. He said he was on one of the bombers that was called back because they said that the first 2 did enough and they didn't need any more. And they called, I guess they had probably more guys going to drop more than
they had a couple
2.
more. I think they had 1 or 2 still left.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the secret we didn't want the Japanese to know. It's like, well, we could drop a couple.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted the Japanese to believe, hey, if you continue this up, we will rain hellfire from the sky until the end of time. But no.
But yeah, that was but yeah, those guys are all gone now. I think even the last one's gone at this point.
Yeah, actually, I read the last officer from Band of Brothers passed on just literally this weekend.
And well, their watches live on.
Yep, the A11 Hero Watch.
Hey, are there any watch conventions or shows coming up?
Not if they're smart.
Yeah, this damn thing's coming around now again. Yep. So who's going to go?
Exactly. Oh no, my daughter she's hella pissed. Apparently, she's saying there's directives from the CDC saying, okay, hey, healthcare providers, if you've got healthcare workers that have had both their shots and the booster, and they have they can catch Omicron, and they don't have any symptoms, they're asymptomatic or they have light symptoms, we suggest that you detach them from whatever they're doing and put them to work on COVID patients.
Huh.
In other words, yeah.
Was the hospital full of COVID patients when you were in there?
I was not in the COVID part. Since they basically the first thing they did tested me. It's like nope. So, but they basically said, yeah, we're pretty damn full.
Yeah.
And that was before Christmas. I can imagine to think how bad they are now.
Yeah, I told my my family we're going to step it up. We're going to step it up a notch. And our defenses, clean everything more, be a little bit more proactive in our defense against germs and distancing and things like that. We're going to step it up a notch again right now.
And Neil said, "Oh yeah, Neil, I think the horror of dropping those bombs would haunt me all my life." I remember asking, does that mess with you? Do you have reservations? Any dread about it? Would you have regretted? And he said, "No, I would have done it. It's wartime. I would have done it as ordered, and I wouldn't have thought twice."
Yeah, well,
then he said, "They started it, kid."
The atrocities that the Axis powers committed back then were just anything you did to end it was justified.
Absolutely.
I mean, they even rained hell on the Chinese. I think that's part of the reason why China is looking to get back
at Japan. Oh, yeah. Unit 751. There's so many Japanese atrocities in China. It's sickening.
Right. So I think China's looking to pay back for everybody right now. That's what's going on, I think, in a way.
Yep.
The weakening of they're weakening everybody in every manner with these biological attacks as they gear up to gear up in the geopolitical war forum. Watch. Russia too. Has Russia attacked Ukraine yet?
Now, I realize we're talking theoretically here, but would Batman be immune to the virus? I mean, he is Batman.
I'll tell you what, the Batman collectible prices are immune to the virus. But so that's it. I mean,
yeah.
Well, the only way to buy watches is just to go retail, man. You just got to go retail. You either got to go on a wait list, you got to know somebody, or you got to spend the money to get favored. I mean, what other ways is there to get a watch? You know?
Neo says they pulled 10,000 soldiers away from the Ukraine. Oh, thank God for small favors.
Let me see here. Let's check it out. Let's pull some watches up on the screen.
Oh, well, yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's look at some watches. That's always good.
My favorite site here.
European Watch Company.
Yeah, I can't believe that a solid gold root beer is $60,000. Just wow. That's I think that's got to be one of the most overpriced Rolex's Rolex references, no? A GMT for 60 grand?
And it was, yeah. Yep. Okay, that's just Jorn. Blue Velvet is your pathway to riches.
Hey, is this yours right here? The 5065A?
Mine was the 5066, I believe. But yeah, that's like yeah.
Oh, did you get rid of that?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think those have gone up by extreme amounts.
Okay. Everything has gone up.
Yeah, that's true.
Tiffany OP is the most overpriced Rolex. And that's nuts. I mean, to me, that shows how ridiculous things have become.
Well, I don't think you see Tiffany dial Rolexes all too often, right? Do they spit those out regularly?
It's a current production model, for God's sake.
Yeah, but it's not like, I know Patek gets stamped with a Tiffany quite often, but I don't know. I don't see Rolex stamped all too often.
And I think people are rediscovering Vacheron Constantin.
Yeah, I like this one. This has always been one of my faves right here.
What's that? Yeah. Nice.
I think that's cool. 2 retrogrades, the date and the day, so both retrograde. They're king of retrogrades, these guys, you know? They do a lot of that stuff.
Well, you know, in the Daniel Roth Premier Retrogrades, those things used to be cheap. Good Lord, not anymore.
Yeah, Daniel Roth. Some of those what about
Love?
Frank Mueller? Do you like Frank Mueller or no?
Yeah, individual case by case basis.
That might be a sweet spot right now. Nice. of watches, of a watch brand that hasn't gone up in price, you think?
Possibly.
Check it out.
Was it a Frank Mueller in the upper left?
These are all Vacherons here. Now, when I like my favorite ones, here's the bottom left one. I love this AM PM dual time, and then I like that Harmony dual time right here too.
But everything, I think everything has just become nuts.
That's that new steel one for 20,000 right here. I think that's pretty close to retail.
Neo's calling it. Okay.
That's
Rich,
pretty close to retail.
Rich, think of how low the pickings are when you start thinking of Frank Mueller. He's right.
You don't like Frank Mueller? Is it low pickings? They do a lot of Wall Street watches. That's how come I know them, you know?
Look at that case.
They do a lot of Wall Street watches.
19 histories, triple count. You have any triple calendars?
Triple calendars? I don't have any, no.
You have any gold chronographs?
Any what?
Gold chronographs?
Gold chronographs. Just the Universal Genève.
Okay. Well, that still counts. Dandy.
I could see Crappy Luxury wearing this watch right here. This would be perfect for you, Crappy.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Rich Buddy and Rancher.
Hey, Crappy, how you doing, buddy?
Crappy here. Well, just another crappy day, but I'm up very early today, so I saw a stream and I thought, well, why the hell not?
Speaking about streaming, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Let me go, Archie.
Yeah. So what's that watch you're showing there? Is that your new purchase or coming up purchase?
No. I don't have anything for a little bit. Right. But this Vacheron is nice. We're just looking at stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Watch.
Talking about how crazy the prices have gone on all these things as of late.
Mm-hmm.
And we just started talking about Vacheron here for a minute.
Yeah. So how was your Christmas?
It was nice. It was all right. It was all right. Everything was flipped around. It was supposed to be at my sister's, and she ended up getting that dang virus, and then so nobody had any place to go, and then we decided to do something here last minute at my house with just not everybody that was originally planned, but some of the people. So it was smaller, and it was a good time. You know what was important was that my kids had kids to play with. That's what we tried to make happen. That was the most important thing to try to make happen. Right. How was yours?
Another depressing, horrible day as usual. But I was on the phone a lot, talking to lots of people, so it was actually kind of enjoyable, you know.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day at night, I did a show talking about nothing, and that was pretty good. Your kid, you have a young child, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I've got a 4-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Have you told them? Have they asked you, is Santa Claus real?
Yeah, well, we make it out to be real for them for
right.
sure.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't just sit down and say, no, listen, it's all propaganda. He doesn't really exist.
No, man, we're very spirited here.
Right.
We're very spirited here. We have the most decorated house on the block, probably. Yeah, my wife makes sure of that.
Yeah, I mean, I would never, kids should not be told, no, it's not true. It's just a fairy tale. It's not a true thing.
No, we let them figure it out on their own,
Yeah, right. No one's been psychologically damaged by being told, by thinking Santa Claus was really flying around.
No, maybe quite the contrary, maybe,
So if Santa Claus had to buy a watch, what do you think he would choose? What would be a good watch for Santa Claus?
Oh, I think he'd buy a bluesy.
Bluesy.
No,
Yeah.
World Time. World Time. Come on.
Oh, World
Obvious.
Time. You're right. You're
Oh,
right.
Thank
now
you.
would he buy the Patek World Time with the tiny hands, or would he buy a good World Time that's usable?
Probably
mean,
one of those.
Would he go for? Would he go downstream and get the 5110? Is what you're asking?
Well, I agree. A World Time would be a great choice for him, the right choice, and
He'd get a Jacob.
yeah, right. Well, that's spot on thinking. A World Time.
One of those
Definitely.
astronomy ones, or whatever they call them.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Those giant ones with the globe spinning around in it.
Right. Well, Rancher, you have a daughter. You mentioned when she was a little kid. Did she ever ask you, "Is Santa Claus real?"
No, I think she told us.
Oh, all right.
Do you have you don't have any
One of
kids,
those daughters.
Mr. Luxury? You don't have any children?
Not that I know of. No.
Yeah.
There may be some scattered all across Asia. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, they're gonna find you now because now you're
That
a
would be
popular
fine.
YouTube celebrity. So you're
That
gonna
would be fine. They can't hit me up for any child support if or anything, because I say good luck. You can have my Swiss Army watch. That's all I have.
No.
So yeah.
Hey, time out for a second though. Look at this. This one is, I love this one. This one is pretty nice. What do you think about this one, guys?
What is that? The Quadrille?
I've never seen that one before.
I think it looks great with the gold.
What's the reference? What's the name of it? Is it
the golden season numerals. Yeah, it's that Kid de Lille.
If I were in that class of wealth to consider a watch like that, I wouldn't choose this one. It looks too the numbers are too cluttered and squeezed together on the inside.
Oh, in the center.
That's my taste of it. Yeah.
I'd like the steel one, and it's not. Yeah, it doesn't have the internal date wheel like that.
That's a pretty good observation, though, that the numbers are pretty close together. Now they kind of are.
That's just what hit me looking at it. Yeah. Honestly, if I were a wealthy guy like Rancher or somebody like that, I wouldn't have the interest in buying a Patek. I would be so concerned about wearing it and accidentally scratching it or banging it against the wall, or as I'm walking through a doorway or something. And I would much rather have here it comes. A watch that could be worn and not have to worry about it, like a steel Rolex or something similar to that.
How about a Tissot PRX Powermatic 80?
Well, that's certainly in my price range, and I'm sure it's a fine watch. Yeah. Yeah. That's Neo. Hey, good morning, Neo. And yeah.
This is about as inexpensive as you can get with the Vacheron brand here. They're 13.5.
Oh, and Robert Padilla is joining us. Robert, were your ears burning?
Hey, what's up, Robert? With the 56. And I think these are the non-in-house movements, right?
Piaget, I think.
So.
Yeah, how come, in your opinions, why don't on these high-level luxury watches, like the ones we just looked at, how come they don't apply lume on the numerals as well? Is that declass the elegance of that level of watch? Do you think they're thinking, or
I think it's considered more of a sports watch with lume.
Well, that's a good answer. That makes sense. Yeah,
it's not as elegant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Vacheron would be a better choice for me than Patek. I just think it's more elegant, and I've seen them in person when I went to Las Vegas, and they're beautiful watches. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wore a Patek every day, I'd have in the back of my head, I'd be thinking about Archie's Patek fetish, and that would ruin the pleasure of owning the quality watch.
5 identical Pateks.
Exactly. Right.
And a lady boy with HIV. Sorry.
All right.
Oh, that's a great deal right here. That's a great watch. 15,009 for a 40 millimeter Lenge.
Mm.
Nice and simple. Look at that.
Yeah, Lunga watches are absolutely stunning. Yeah, just beautiful. Yeah.
How much is it? 16?
Yeah. Pretty fair, I think.
Yeah, for me personally, the details are too fine, like the markers, and it's just I'd like a little bit more boldness on the dial. You know, that's too what do you call it? Thin looking.
They're too thin.
Yeah, but the other Patek, I forgot the name of it. I've seen those in person, and they're without question just about the best you could possibly get. Yeah. So. And if you ever fly Lufthansa, and you're wearing a Patek, and the flight attendant sees that, you're guaranteed she's going to come to the hotel with you. Yeah.
So, are you still undecided on getting a first watch?
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at a Seiko, but that was like the one on the middle on the left. That one, but in the white dial. I mean, that's just a perfect watch, for me, or in my sense of what looks great. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would buy, but it would be nice to get a nice watch, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Loose Tooth says Loom is unbecoming. Why didn't you get the blue OP? Yeah, the OP would probably be the greatest choice for me, luxury wise. Yeah. Because it's wear at any time and it's durable and rugged and yeah, and beautiful and
yeah, unfortunately, you kind of missed your day to buy a watch. You could have gotten the OP or a Datejust, but years ago.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Now it's kind of like shit. Out of luck on those now. Crappy.
Well, I'd have to buy one secondhand from a reputable source like Rancher's Collection or, something like that. And Rancher doesn't offer credit, so I'd have to save up a lot of money.
Well, I don't know. I think
someone we know bought the OP Tiffany from like Gray Market and paid like $17,000, and we laughed and we laughed and we mocked him and we derided him. And then literally like a couple weeks later, someone else we know offered him $25,000 for that watch.
What's the difference between that Tiffany one that you're mentioning and the regular OP? That's 8,000 or 7,000 or something, whatever price it is.
The Tiffany one is going for, well, like I said, a jeweler offered him, or a reseller offered him $25,000 for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have sold that. Did he sell it?
No.
Yeah, because I mean, the Tiffany color with the Tiffany stamp on it. I mean, that's just gold right there.
No. It's just Tiffany blue. It's just the OP one in Tiffany blue. That's how ridiculous the market is.
Yeah, no, I would sell it. I'd get rid of that shit.
I don't know what I would do. I mean, if somebody's that eager to spend 25, I might tell them, thank you. Let me think about it and see if there was a higher offer. But
yeah, because that's they're getting it. That's basically the equivalent of used wholesale in that watch right now.
I like this watch a lot right here on the screen too.
Yep. Oh yeah. So that has a nice loom. That looks. You see, the indices are a little bit larger than that one we saw, that Vacheron from before. So this is very good.
Yeah. It's not Tiffany blue, guys. Sorry. It's close, but no cigar.
Mm-hmm. And it's got that same AP style waffle dial,
right?
That goes just to the minute track. Very similar to an AP.
Yep. Pretty soon, the Piaget Polo S in steel will probably start hitting 15,000 or more.
I mean, this was a nice looking watch. I've tried this before.
What's the name of this brand?
Girard-Perregaux.
Exactly. That's not how you know who pronounces it, but right.
Now, Loose Tooth is saying he said the 38 millimeter Laureato black ceramic on his radar for a while. He just doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger, even pre-owned.
Yeah, Girard-Perregaux has one called I might be mistaken, called the 24, or it's a blue 1950s or 60s style. It's really a beautiful watch, and it's not outrageously priced. And if I were that level of ability to purchase something, I would consider that. Sure.
So they've only got one Girard-Perregaux here. They've got one Frank.
Wait, see if they have. Look and see if they have any Urban Jurgensen.
There's the Frank Mueller.
Ooh, okay.
14,000.
I kind of like that one. Well, maybe not.
I don't know anything about that brand, Urban Jurgensen. Is that a luxury brand?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's for urban youths.
I see.
Let me see. Urban. They don't have a category for that, but
okay. They had one.
All other fine brands. Let's see. No.
Okay, go to Delray Watch.
Delray Watch. Okay. Is that Frank?
Feds? Yes.
Federico. There you go. Is it Delray REY?
Yes.
Delray Watch. Everybody seems to like that guy. He seems like a cool guy, huh? That Federico.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, for a watch guy. Now look for Urban Jurgensen there. See if he's still saying
here. Huh? How do I search on here? Just by brand search?
Yep. How do I search on there? Well, you hit the search button. On hold. No, there we go. That one's still there. Of course, some people just don't like black on gold, even though the contrast. Oh, wait, go up. Go down. Sorry. Go back up. Yeah, so he's only got one. What? Yeah. For 22. Now, if you can, I like the black on the rose gold. You want to talk about contrast at the wazoo, but I think that might actually be one of the best buys right now.
I would say 99.9999% of the basic everybody population has never heard of this brand. Even though it may be an absolutely stunningly beautiful watch, would the owner enjoy any show-off value? Because nobody would know what it was, and when you told them the name, they might just go, "Well, that sounds like a piece of shit."
Or people, or were you thinking Jules Jurgensen?
But look at look at this picture though. For example, though, Crappy, isn't that beautiful?
It's very nice, yeah. But
so it's going to show itself, like
right.
like when it's like a jewel or a crown. When you walk in with a watch like this, it's going to be noticeable. I think that it's something special. Don't you
maybe
think?
Well, if it was, maybe I don't know. I the brand would be strictly for watch connoisseurs, I think.
For sure.
Who might appreciate it? Yeah.
Did you call me a connoisseur?
No, isn't that the proper pronunciation? A
called you a commie.
Connoisseur.
He said you were a commie.
No.
A commie from the sewer.
All right.
Hey, I love that sub seconds dial.
Patchwork, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still have the Parmigiani Rancher?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, well, that would be similar. No one's ever heard of a Parmigiani outside of watch aficionados. And
Have you ever heard of Kerry Van Lehman?
well, that's amongst watch enthusiasts only. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But
yeah.
you have heard of him, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, he just bought. He's now in charge of this brand.
Oh, really? Well, that's so yeah. If you went to a watch event, then you'd be you get a lot of interest in the watch. Yeah.
Yep.
How much was this one? 22,000?
Yeah.
Yep.
And guess what? It's a handmade watch.
Yeah. Very exquisite.
No, they're saying, look at, and Vince Slapchopper is saying, oh, gee, Neo, no one's ever made that joke before. And it doesn't even have.
You know what? It's only got 23 jewels, man. It can't be that good.
What number is it? Let's. Oh, they blocked out the number. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't have Geneva stripes. It's like Geneva Ray.
I think it would be tough to be a kid in elementary or junior high school, and your last name was Parmigiani. I think every day, you get heckled every day.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the, I think that's one of the weaknesses of the brand. That's why but now they're even trying to go to PF. So now on the dial instead of Parmigiani Fleurier, it's got.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now Vince Slapchop is asking us to go to, to look at the. All right, Neil. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've just heard that joke. I've heard that joke so many times. I was having Tanzil PTSD. Sorry. Look under brands and see what they've got under Parmesan. Oh, wait.
Here? Let me see. 3.
Calpa Grande.
None of these are my style. What about you?
That Longines Heritage, a few rows up, not prestige, but a very nice. Could you scroll a few rows back up, if you would?
Or back out of Parmigiani. Yeah, because Longines just caught my eye. I wonder if it was the same one.
It was on the left side, about 3 rows back up.
Right here?
No.
That's what caught my eye.
If you scroll down, it was called a it was called a Heritage. It said. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, can you click that one? Well, you just passed it. The one that you clicked.
This one?
No. Scroll down slowly, please.
Is it one of these up here?
I can't see it. It's too small an image. Let me make this screen bigger.
I'm not sure where it disappeared to.
Well,
okay.
I think there it is. It's in the middle column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down.
Longines?
Yeah, keep going. One more row. Okay. Well, no, it was on the other page, so not important. So.
Yeah, the 1935. I was actually kind of liking that.
There it is. Stop. It's on the left. Longines Heritage 1935.
God damn it! That's the one I was pointing out.
Yeah, that's. Can you click on that one, Rich, please? When I saw that came out several years ago, and I was immediately attracted to that one. And if I remember, it's based on the Czech military watch that they made in 1935. That's why it's called that. I could wear that. That looks.
That's not bad looking. Yeah.
I don't know. The date clutters up the subdial, but it's functional as a military watch. That's what they put on it. Yeah. And that's called a cushion case, I believe. Though I might be incorrect. I could wear that. Yeah.
Love that. I love that font though.
I like the bezel.
Is that the yeah?
In fact, I have to get a picture of that and send it to somebody.
And he's asking $17.99 on that website, which I don't know if that's a good price or not. But yeah, I like military style watches. They're functional and they look just. Whoa! Look at that. Very nice. I'm sold.
Now, Longines also does like a. God, that is a beautiful picture though too. I mean, you got to hand it to him.
That's a great enlargement picture right there. If that watch was given to me as a Christmas present, I would gladly accept it and wear it. Right.
Very nice, yeah.
And it has no, f-off value like the gold world time with the tiny hands, but
Now,
it's a really nice watch. Yeah. And the
That would be a
subdial is
great
very
watch
easy to.
Sirroco could be wearing in Mexico right now, for example. Not have to worry about getting killed over it.
Yeah, and the subdial looks very legible. It's not so tiny that you can't make out the seconds and stuff.
and do you know why?
No.
Contrast.
Oh, also it was for Czech pilots, and so they needed something to look at quickly and know the exact time before they went on their coordinated Dirty Dozen mission or whatever. So it had to be readable, legible. Yeah.
There's two things. It looks like a young hands with the bezel.
Mm.
Now, Rav had, what was it, Rav? Rav had one and got rid of it. Ooh, that's kind of a, man, that's kind of a looker right there, isn't it?
Titanium, Gerard Pergaud.
Oh, yeah, Fed showcased this a while back.
I think the chronograph is a little too much.
Yeah, the hands are small. They're short. And it doesn't have the length and girth that I enjoy.
That almost looks like a Yachtmaster.
Yep.
Well, that's a very big case. Wow. Seahawk. Does he usually have a... Oh, it doesn't look like he has too much of a selection of pre-owned stock here.
You're right. It's not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot at all. Wow.
Or do you just have a couple of things? Deselect everything. Clear all.
Oh, I like this. So $8,000 for. I love these master JLCs.
Oh yeah.
These are just perfect. These are always just perfect. Look at that. The moon phase, date. And they're always on point with the price, you know, $7,000-8,000.
And you could probably walk into a boutique and buy one.
Master Control, that's what they're called. I'm not sure if these really went up in price because, I mean, what were these at their lowest? Were these as low as $5,000? Just about, huh? 5,500, 58. I don't know if they were that low.
Also, I still think Glasuta Original still has some good bargains in it, as long as you're not looking at the CQ.
You mean at retail or just overall?
Pre-owned. Pre-owned.
A retail?
Pre-owned.
Pre-owned. Man, I hope my ears aren't going out next, man. I'm losing everything else. Shit.
Yeah, I just
Some
so how could ranchers speak so forcefully at 7 o'clock in the morning? But I realize he's in a different time zone, so right, it's not that early.
It's I think I'm the. Oh yeah, you and where the hell are you at again? Oh yeah, you're on Seattle.
in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. Oregon.
So it's 7:45.
Oregon. Rolex. Here's what he's got for Rolex. Like that's it.
Good Lord.
Now, is any of this in your price range, Crappy? You were looking at the Oris. How much was the Oris that you bought?
That Oris
3 or 4?
list price was at the time $16.99, and the Explorer down there on the left. At the time, I think that was 5,700 list. I don't remember.
Yeah, there you go.
And the OP was around the same price, 6,000 or something. But that's way out of my price range, really. Now he's asking 8,599 for an Explorer 1, the 214270, and 2 years ago it was 5,700, if I'm correct, for a brand new one. So.
Okay. Yeah, you were shopping for these, so you're good to know.
And the revised one with the loomed numerals is really nice. Yeah.
So the newest version has loomed numerals now?
Yeah, that was like several years ago. They introduced. I don't know the model. They added loom to the numerals as well.
Got it.
The one is either the 14270 or the 114270.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 30. What size is this? 39. Yeah. $8,600. Wow. Yeah. What's the retail on these guys, on the new ones?
I don't know.
Give me a second. Just see. Oyster Perpetual, Day. Here we go. Explorer. They may not even have the prices anymore. Okay. New model 2021. Okay, 6,450.
6,000. That's not bad. And it's a 36 though.
Now I've never seen that before. That's a two-tone Explorer.
Yeah.
That must be a new edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is.
I don't like it because the name Explorer means it's going to be a rugged, watch for climbing a mountain or.
Yeah, we
like
talked
that.
about that before. Exactly.
Yeah. Why would they have gold on it? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I think it does look nice though for a dress.
If I were going on an elephant hunting African safari, I would not choose the two-tone Explorer. First off, I'd get shot and killed by someone wanting to take the watch, but it doesn't. You don't wear a gold watch doing something like that.
Or there you go. Yeah, the loom. It's all illuminated.
Yeah.
All the letters, numbers, everything. Yeah, I mean, aside from its purpose of being an explorer, I think it looks pretty though.
The Rolex Oyster Perpetual Explorer, a watch evolved from a lifetime of exploration. Thanks to a highly legible black dial with large hour markers and characteristic 3, 6, and 9 numerals, the Explorer's simple design allows the wearer to tell time accurately no matter what the circumstances. The time on the Explorer is easy to set. First, unscrew the winding crown and pull it out to the first notch. Then rotate the winding crown in either direction until the time is set. Legible in the darkest environments, the chromolite hour markers and hands contain luminescent material that emits a long-lasting blue glow. The oyster case is 36 millimeters, the same size as the first Explorer released in 1953. It has scratch-resistant sapphire crystal and is waterproof down to 100 meters or 330 feet. The self-winding caliber 3230 that powers the Explorer is manufactured exclusively by Rolex in Switzerland, and, like all Rolex watches, comes with a superlative.
I think it's a good-looking watch.
Rancher, would you wear that in a courtroom trial?
No, I just don't like it. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like the gold two-tone. Without just in all steel, it would be a great choice.
Yeah, or maybe even an all gold, possibly.
Wow, think of that. All gold. That would be amazing.
Well, that elevates it to the FU level of watch, right?
That would be like what Tony Soprano would wear. A solid gold Explorer, man.
Right, I agree.
In 36.
Yep.
Yeah, on The Sopranos, he wears a gold date. Is that what it is? Date. That's right.
No. You're right. It is a date. It's also 36. So yeah.
Yeah, and
this one's kind of growing on me, to be honest. You know, when it comes time for me to go get a Rolex and there's very limited choices, I wouldn't say no to this. You know what? I would have said yes to this if they offered me this instead of that Tiffany blue dial that I turned down.
I'm not going to give you shit about that.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Oh, it's a 36 anyway. Now, if it was a Tiffany blue 41, would you have taken it?
Yes, I would have. Just because it was 41, I would have taken it, and I would have tried to trade it probably for the yellow one. I don't know. That's kind of hard. Look, I did refuse the whatever it was. I don't remember if it was a 36 or a 39, but whatever it was, I turned it down.
Neo says, "Great watch for a chick."
Yeah, I just don't see the Tiffany dial. And you know what? Bud the Stud bought one and threw it on his wrist and shot me pictures of it right away. And he agreed with me. He said, "Yeah, it doesn't look proper," and he flipped it right away. He didn't think it looked proper. I mean, you know what? I guess it depends on the color, your wrist, and everything too. There's probably a lot of factors.
Well, no, it depends on preferences. People like different different colors.
Maybe what you wear too. I just don't see. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I want to see a real picture of this. 124273. 4273. I want to see if I can find real imagery of it. Here we go. Look at this. Check this out. Boy, they both look nice.
Nice watch. Does it come in a men's size?
Oh, so these are all, what size are all of these?
36.
They're all 36. Yeah, I mean, that's just what they did. They went true to the original. That's it. If you want Explorer 1, it comes in 36 from the AD.
Tim Wright has this watch, so that's another strike against it.
Who?
Tim Wright.
Now,
Actually, do you still have your, was it 1066?
You know what though? If you're only going to be able to buy one watch or just buy one Rolex and you want the Explorer, man, that two-tone, that's the option, to get your gold on your Rolex. Man, I like it. I gotta say, I like it. It adds just enough color to the watch.
Rancher, if you had to have a one-on-one conference with the Oklahoma Attorney General, a very, very important meeting, which watch would you choose for your collection?
I would just probably say the vintage Omega I'm wearing right now. I've got in my avatar right now.
Uh-huh. I see, yeah.
Nice, it's legible. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think the availability is
Thank you.
on these? Are these just as hard to get, you think?
Yep. Probably a little bit easier, especially the two-tone. But yeah, it's not. I don't think you can walk into it. You might only have to wait 6 months.
And I want to ask him. What's the availability of the two-tone Explorer? I'm going to ask him today. Curious. What if he says he has one right there? I can come and get it.
Just get in your yellow Porsche, trade him your best NFTs, and you got a deal.
Actually, get him on the phone right now and call him. Call him right now on the air.
That's a good idea.
It's 7. It's not even 8 a.m.
Oh,
I hope NFTs have gone up like crypto's gone up this Christmas, man. We had a Santa Claus week rally for crypto. Thank God. It's been nice. I sold crappy. I sold all of those stupid apes that I had.
Really?
Yeah, they all
great.
sold.
Very
all
good.
six of them. And I made money actually.
That's great.
I'll be honest. I was just trying to get my money back, but I actually made a little bit.
Right.
Well, it's better than not making money.
I was fine with losing money, just not that much, but I ended up making a little bit. There's other stuff I'm either going to, I guess it's undetermined. You don't know until you sell it. But, and you know what? I think I found a Rolex that I like. This is pretty interesting.
That's a Christmas miracle.
That'd be a fun watch. Either one of these actually looks great.
Nice.
Yeah, I do like that two-tone. Oh, here's a picture of it on the wrist. Looks small on that guy's wrist right there.
Yeah, it does look small.
How does the size matter for you on that one, Crappy, as far as 36 versus 39?
It definitely looks small, but that used to be the watch size. So I mean, it's not a deal breaker by any means, but it's so legible, and it has so much oomph behind it. I think it doesn't matter. 37, 38, of course, would be better, but yeah.
Any thoughts on the likelihood they will discontinue this in a short while? And then this will be a limited commodity. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Hard to tell, really.
It's a very likely possibility the way you guys are all talking about it, crapping on it.
Well, Crappy's not crapping on it, is he?
It's not for me. I don't like the gold two-tone approach on the Explorer. When you have a watch that has a gold crown, because gold is, does it have the same durability when you after years and years of using the crown? Does it start to get uh, blemished or worn down or anything like that compared to stainless?
Nothing that a good one light polish won't get rid of.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's not that much here you need to polish either. You know. You know, you'll wear this for 10 years and then take it in for a polish, not even a service. That's it. You buy this watch today, you'll never have to service it in your life.
Really? I thought you have to get a watch serviced every X number of years.
Not a time only Rolex.
No, you'll be shot to death. So, yeah, it's not like your life will be shortened enough to where you won't have to worry about servicing the watch.
Well, you know, my mom has an old lady's date just, and when we took it for a service, they said it's working, don't service it. You know, they didn't want to service it over at Feldmar.
Really?
The guy was a Rolex specialist too. He used to work for Rolex, and he said, "I'm not going to open this." He said, "I'm going to polish it and clean it up." But he says these kind of watches, it's not broke. You don't need to fix it. Yeah, and the damn thing was telling time after all these years. You know, he's at least 40 years old. You know. But I mean, think about it now, though. This watch is just manufactured with the latest technological advances by Rolex. Man, if you didn't have to service a watch from 50 years ago, what's the likelihood you need to ever service one of these? You know?
Well, considering my projected lifespan, I would never have. If I bought this today, I would never have to worry about servicing it. So.
Yeah. Boy, the more I look at this, the more I see its beauty.
Uh-oh.
You know, I like to be different. I like to not necessarily get what everybody else likes. I bet you they'll discontinue this puppy after a couple of years.
He said, looking at a Rolex without a hint of irony.
Two-tone, nobody likes that. 36, nobody likes that.
Then march into your AD and pick one up.
I think Rolex has such a dedicated, loyal following that they could introduce any design new model, and it would be grabbed up across the planet by Rolex people, no matter what it looked like.
I think you're right.
Even if they made some ugly piece of crap, people would all buy it up because it would be a collector's item, and people would still want to buy it.
That didn't used to be the case, but it seems to be now.
Definitely right.
Like the Rolex Air King. I think it's just such a ridiculous looking dial.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Because it just looks ridiculous. But people love to buy it, evidently. So
I'm actually glad you brought that up. Yeah. Do they still have that Air King?
I don't know, but
do they still have that watch, Rancher? I don't recall seeing that as lately. There it is.
Yep.
What versions have they got of this
thing?
No,
it's just that one.
Just that one. 6400.
What they need is a two-tone version.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just think you're not getting. Who wants to look at that every day? And not me.
Well, and
Yeah.
the thing is, ID guy basically pointed out it should be 05.
Mm-hmm.
It should be 05.
Yeah, everything else is 2 digits. Asymmetrical. And literally, and I'm sure Rolex probably sit there and did the put out their calculators and said, well, it would cost us additional 3 Swiss francs to put the 0 on there. And that would reduce our profitability by, yeah.
Now the Rolex green dial is very nice,
Yeah.
but I could do without the 5-minute times. Yeah,
Then it would just be an Explorer.
that's right. That's correct. Yeah. Well, there's a new version. Make an Explorer, but use the green Rolex like in this one. That would be another hot commodity.
Yeah.
It's the Environmental Explorer.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement on this one. I kind of hate this watch too.
Now, if somebody offered me one, I would certainly gladly accept it. I would immediately put it up for sale and then use the proceeds for a regular Explorer or OP. Yeah.
Now you live in Portland, you'd be immediately stabbed in the street.
Right. I'd be
40
better
millimeter.
off just using the cash as a cash fund for Chick-fil-A. That's all.
It's a 40 millimeter too.
Oh, they have Chick-fil-A in Portland?
Oh yeah, yeah. It opened up about 2 years ago. They opened up here 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Probably going nuts, huh?
Yeah. It was exciting. I did a whole show on the Chick-fil-A visit, my first time ever, a couple of years ago or whatever, and it's distinctively different than any other fast food place. The cleanliness, the politeness of the staff, food quality, it's not comparable to McDonald's crap.
No. Oh, hey, Rich, is this channel monetized?
I mean, sort of. It gets $1 or $2 from every show.
All right.
In ad revenue. Doesn't matter though. Why?
Well, I was going to say, unlike plugging a KFC, what the fuck do you want?
Mm-hmm. That Rolex with the green dial, one level up there, one row up, I think that's a very nice color on a Rolex.
Which one, the left or the right?
You got to scroll up, not the bottom row, but
You mean
there
the
it is, up there on the left, the date just.
Oh yeah, that's the
palm dial.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, the color is really nice.
I've always been a fan of this one here in particular. I've
Mhm.
always loved this watch.
Mm.
Man, either that Explorer two-tone or this one will probably be one of my next Rolexes one day.
Well, I think in this one, it's more acceptable. The two-tone makes sense, and it's luxurious, and any CEO, could wear that, and it certainly has, show-off value, and it's different. But however, that blue one you just showed is even nicer. The one with the stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have a Jubilee. Well, that's pretty nice too. Yeah, I don't have a Jubilee bracelet yet. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be a great watch for you right there, Crappy. If you,
I mean, there's no question that blue or black dial date just is with the jingly jangly bracelet is it's a perfect choice. Yeah.
Actually, the modern Jubilee is not jingly and jangly. Those things.
Oh,
are
really?
Oh God, yeah. Those things are solid.
And your preference in buying one, would you prefer the jingly jangly or no? Because I myself have never personally experienced the jingly jangly sensation of a Rolex?
It's comfortable. It's comfortable
Uh-huh.
with that, and I think it doesn't show scratches as easily.
Mm.
For a Datejust, I mean, I hate to be it, but if I was getting a Datejust, it either has to be Jubilee with fluted bezel or smooth bezel and oyster.
Yeah. Now, like, there's the Datejust with the green dial, and it's very attractive. And yeah, that's definitely a steel stunner. Sorry, steel stunner. It's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nice that we're looking at some of the more modest references here by Rolex and enjoying them, to be honest.
Well, let's pull up the Cellini.
I'm a fan of it. I don't mind. I don't mind it, to be honest.
You're like the Will Rogers of Rolex. You never met a Rolex you didn't like.
Right. The moon phase on these is stunning.
Yep.
Is Will Rogers considered the most famous Oklahoman? Do you think?
No, Brad Pitt is, dude.
Oh, Brad Pitt, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's from Shawnee.
I know where that is. Yeah, I didn't know that. All right.
And
But they would never name. But they would never name the airport after Brad Pitt.
They should.
That would be very. That would be a phenomenal marketing.
Here's the funny part. Here's Central Oklahoma. We have the big Wiley Post, and then we have. Oh God, what's the other one? Jeez.
Because the airport's named Will Rogers Airport, Internet or whatever, if I remember.
Yep.
Yeah. And if they did name it.
Okay. One airport, the big one is Will Rogers, and the small one is Wiley Post.
Really, if they did name it the Brad Pitt International Airport, I think that would be incredible. Yeah.
Yep.
People would want to go there just to get a picture in the airport.
Well, the thing is, our airports are named after two famous Okies who died in plane crash. Who died in the same plane crash.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Look how beautiful the crown is. And
yep.
Beautiful detail. And this is amazing. The date wheel there, how it's a sub date wheel like that. I just think that's so cool.
I mean that's a great looking watch. I mean, even though it doesn't get the level of respect as other Rolexes do, But
does anybody else do that with a date wheel like that at 3 o'clock? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I prefer it at 6. I don't like the 3 or 9 o'clock sub dial like that. Yeah.
I like it.
Obama is a Cellini.
Oh no!
Yeah, I remember hearing that years ago.
That's right.
Puke. Yeah.
After he got out of office.
So so I would not want to buy it because that's what he's wearing. Yeah.
Well, wait. Obama wears clothes.
Well, yeah, but I wear clothes too. I don't shop at the same brands he shops at. Stores. But with so many luxury watches to choose from, I wouldn't choose one that he would wear. That he chose. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the moon. The moon phase just looks remarkable. It's beautiful.
See, I couldn't be working at Rolex because every once in a while I'd be looking around over my shoulder. Then I'd like, I'd make one every once in a while. I'd make one of the moons look like the Death Star.
Look, that's a piece of meteor.
and I would still make it occasionally make one look like the Death Star.
The that gold thing on the right, what does that represent? The moon? And then on the left, what's that white circle on the left? What's that supposed to be?
Yeah. See the moon on the right? That's made out of meteorite. That's a meteorite moon.
All right. So what's that circle on the left? Is that the sun or Earth or?
It's Stargate.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing. Yeah. That really pops too when you see one of these with the meteor moon like that. It pops like you wouldn't believe. It really stands out.
Honestly, for my personal taste, I think that's not a watch I would ever want to wear. If I was at that level of luxury watches, to me, it's something a Chicago pimp would wear to show off, like Obama, yeah, someone like that.
What it's showing you is see how there's an indicator at the top of the moon, there.
Right.
So that's telling you it's approaching a full moon. And the moon with the other one that's hollowed out is telling you it's approaching a new moon.
Right. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah. I would choose a Vacheron over this anytime. Yeah.
Now, if you had this with the day of the week, it would be able to tell you if it was a new moon on Monday.
Now, if they had a two-tone version of this, I'd be all over it.
They're calling you Tommy.
Obama, when he was before he was president, when he was his car was he had a Chrysler. What do you call those things? A 300, big sedan, pimp mobile. I thought, well, that was the perfect car that I would picture him in. Some pimp mobile looking Chrysler 300. It just suited him. So seeing him in that car wearing this watch would make sense.
He didn't have that watch until he got out of the White House.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the thing is, they all hold off on that. And they all get the Rolex after they get out of office. Before that, it's like Bill Clinton wearing an Iron Man or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think they've got them. They just keep them at home.
Or they're not photographed. See, I don't think so. I think if you had a watch like that and you wore it, well, actually, home would be the White House. But I think if you had a Rolex or whatever, or a favorite watch, the temptation to put it on would be too great, I think.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, you're probably right.
And it's like,
unless you're Donald Trump, he didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't.
He wore them before. Well, gentlemen, it's going on a couple of hours.
It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and hanging out and shooting the shit with me about watches.
Anytime.
It was really good. It was a good time. We had some good. You guys really steered me towards Rolex Explorer two-tone 36. I really feel it.
Yeah, we're a bad influence.
It's all your faults.
Underachieving watch collector says Sleepy Joe has a blue Datejust 41.
Does he?
That's what underachieving watch collector says. Which, yeah. So, I mean, he has no problem affording any watch he wants. It's all bought and paid for. So, I mean, he's all bought and paid for, so he can afford anything he wants. So,
well, is it a steel one? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's still one with like a fluted, just the classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds about right. All right, guys. Hit me up anytime you guys want to do go live, go talk about some watches here, okay?
All right.
all right.
Stay well.
ya.
Stay well.
All right. So long.
All right.
Bye.
So long, guys. Be well, everybody. Thanks for joining.